Hi, I'm Ted Nash. I'm a saxophonist, and I play with Jazz Lincoln Center Orchestra. I want to talk to you a little bit about the piano, because the piano is such an amazing tool. I was very fortunate to have been encouraged to play the piano when I was very young. So when I was 7, I was, playing classical music, and I never was that good at it, but what it did is it allowed me to use this instrument later for a lot of things. I like to compose on it. I want to talk a little bit about how we can use the piano to kind of work on our intonation and test how we're hearing and things like that, because a lot of times, we don't, when we're practicing by ourselves, we don't have like checks and balances. Are we playing in tune? Because we think, well, we're playing with ourselves, we got to be in tune because we're not playing with anybody else, and it's not true. Because there's actually perfect intonation when you're playing by yourself, and it's relative to maybe an A on the piano, A for 40. It's also relative to other notes on our instrument. So a lot of times we can't even hear when we're out of tune, when we're playing by ourselves. So, and here's a thing that I notice a lot. When people want to get in tune, especially like high school bands, they do their tuning at the beginning, they'll pass around a little tuner, and everybody will play like this. They'll move the sound around to see the thing get in tune. And they're not using their ear at all. They're using their eyes. Whenever you use your eyes to do something, your ear never gets developed. It's that when you're learning music, when you're reading music, you don't memorize it as quickly as you do when you use your ear. If you want to learn a tune, put on Tony Bennett singing a ballad. You're going to learn that tune because you're going to hear it. Don't just, if you just read it and play it a bunch of times, it's not going to get inside your brain. So using our ear is the most important thing for everything that we do. And it could be the simple thing of just finding out where the intonation is on our instrument. So if I'm playing by myself, when I get to that note, and I don't hear how sharp I'm playing, because maybe I'm not used to really listening to it that way. But that note that I just played is actually very sharp. So how do I know that? Well, if I'm having trouble hearing it, if I go to a tuner and I play it, I'll see it, but I'm not developing my ear. So just play the note on the piano. You don't have to be a great pianist to use the piano for a lot of things. So I went, and I came to that note. Now listen, if I do that, you hear how sharp I am? It's because I'm not doing anything to adjust it. I've learned that that note is a little bit sharp on my instrument. So I need to do something about that every time I hit it. I'm tuning with my ear, not with my eyes. So if A can be very sharp on an alto. If I play that sharp, I can actually feel the vibrations, like this, right? So what you want to do is move in some direction. You may not know right away which direction to move. People say, well, how do you know if you're sharp or flat? Well, after a while, you kind of get a sense of it. You hit the note, you feel you're sharp, you move down. But if you don't, then move one direction. That doesn't help, move another. So it's just again, practicing something and you get good at it. So I move the note until I feel like those vibrations are going away. If I go too far, I can hear the vibration start again on the other side. Now I know to come back. It's very important that you train yourself. Now I know this instrument. My instrument has a lot of areas that are not great in terms of the pitch. My low D on my instrument is flat. And there's not much you can do with a flat note in the lower register. There's just not. I can lip it up. What happens is I lose my sound. My quality of my sound goes down. When you lip up too much, you pinch the note. Lipping up, you only have a certain amount you can do. Lipping down, you have a lot more room. You should be able to get that kind of flexibility where you can just shape the note. What do I do about a flat note is I have to figure out something to do. If I open up, open up my C sharp, I'll bring the pitch up. So it's just like one little thing. Same with my low F sharp. If I put my E flat key down, it opens it up a little bit. But always come to the piano when you're not quite sure of your pitch. I'll do this a lot, even when we're about ready to practice and rehearse with the Jazz Lincoln Center Orchestra. Maybe I've got a new reed or a new mouthpiece, or I'm not sure quite where to put the mouthpiece, my normal spot. I just go over to the piano and I play a couple of chords. See, I can hear that E is a little bit sharp. Pull out a little bit. That's a very sharp note on my horn. It's going to be like almost a quarter step sharp if I don't do anything about it. So you've got to know in advance what your tendency is, what the tendency is for that particular note, and then come in already adjusted for it and then make those last minute adjustments. So it's very important that you can get to a piano at different times when you're practicing. If you don't have one, the next time you see one, sit down at it, play with it. Hold out a simple chord. I can tell when it's out of tune. Sometimes it takes longer to find it. Just a very, very simple little exercise. Just find the proper pitch. It takes sometimes a while to learn how to do that, but the more and more you do it, like everything else that you practice, you get faster at it. So just practice this a little bit every day, and the next time you have to get in tune with somebody else, you're going to be very fast at it. Thanks for listening. This is Ted Nash. Over and out. Until next time.